Hey guys, it's Charles Wilm here with Shadow Gaming, here to present you guys just a little bit about Fury Warriors in the current 5.0.4 live patch, I believe it is. It's the Pandaria patch, that's all I know. So, this is a little bit about Fury. It's not going to be about arms or protection. So if you want that, I may make videos on that as well. I can go between specs and whatnot. It's not that big of a deal for me. So if you guys want to see arms or protection, go ahead and leave comments down below now. And I'll if there are enough people that want to see arms for PvE anyway, I won't do PvP because PvP season's done because Miss Pandaria comes out, let's see, to September 7th. It comes out in about 2.5 weeks. So yeah, no PvP. So yeah, PvE wise, Fury, this is how we're gonna want to be set up. Ooh, sorry. Botch up on my part. This is how we're gonna want to be spec'd up. I mean, the first 2 tiers, or first 3 tiers anyway, are all personal preference. It really doesn't matter one way or another for PvE. And then it's where the 4th tier comes in, level 60, is what we really need to pay attention to. Because right now, Shockwave, from what I've been told, is bugged. It doesn't do anywhere near as much damage as it should. I mean, yes, it scales based upon attack power, but it just doesn't do as much damage as it should, and a lot of the times it misses bosses. So, there's something wrong with that coding there from Blizzard. I don't know on that one. But it's really a toss-up between Bladestorm and Dragon Roar. From what I've been told and what I've, tested and everything else, Dragon Roar you want for single target boss fights, like, say, Warlord Xana's, Morchok and stuff like that. You want to pick up Bladestorm on AoE boss fights, like, who would be a good example? Yorsage the Unsleeping, or Madness. So, you'll be switching between those throughout your raid night. And the last tier that we can get right now, the level 75, that really is a toss-up to you between Safeguard and Vigilance. I mean, they both, Vigilance has its strong and weak points, so does Safeguard. I took Vigilance because it's a free hand of protection, or not protection, hand of sacrifice, that will just help the raid. It'll help when the tank is going to take a lot of damage, like Focus Assault on Hagara or Impale on Madness. So, yeah. And as you guys can actually see right now, my swords are bluish purple, I guess. I mean, right now I'm pretty much almost fully decked out in all heroic tier, just missing my shoulders, helm, second weapon, belt, and a ring. Oh, and obviously trinkets. But yeah, I do have a heroic Gurth'talak, so yeah. Right now there are 2 different specs Fury can do. We can either be Titan's Grip or Single-Minded Fury. I have not tried Single-Minded Fury, so, I mean, from what I hear, it etches out Titan's Grip at the, last percentages of the boss, because we generate rage now, as, people, warriors in general have come to find out now. We're staying in battle stance because Berserker, pretty much, only time we get rage, really, is when we get hit, because, look, I'll even do it for you guys right now. 12 hit from 1 auto attack in battle stance versus 6 in Berserker stance. So that's half the rage. And as you can see right now, Berserker stance, Reckless Combat stance, generates some rage from normal melee attacks and some rage from damage taken. So on raid nights, you will be switching in between Berserker and battle stance depending on what's going on. If there's a lot of unavoidable damage you're going to be taking throughout the fight, like, say, Ultraxian, definitely be in Berserker stance. If there's not that much damage going your way, stay in battle stance, because you'll generate more, rage that way and do more damage that way as well. So, but anyway, as I was saying, there's Titan's Grip and Single-Minded Fury. Single-Minded Fury apparently does pull ahead, 20% below, just because they get to spam Execute a little more often. So that's the only reason why, but I love Titan's Grip. I love being able to use 2 two-handers. And I mean, both specs right now apparently, or both ways right now of doing Fury, do the same thing. It's just a little differently. Do you want your damage all up front before 20%? Or at that 20% mark and just go balls to the wall? So, yeah, that's personal preference on that too. And as you can see right now down here on my bar, we've got Heroic Strike, Execute, Raging Blow, Bloodthirst, Whirlwind, Wild Strike, Pummel, Berserker Rage, Battle Shout, Charge, Heroic Leap, and Blade Storm. That's all the buttons I really need on my bar. Reason is, I have Alt and Shift modifiers. If you guys want, I can, give you guys the modifiers I use in WoW for my warrior that you guys can also use for yours. And even right now, I mean, as you can see, Charge is highlighted. I'll get far enough away to where I can charge. I charge in, and also apply, I applied Hamstring with just the same button. I've got Heroic Charge and Hamstring on the same button, pretty much. There's no, modifier or anything like that, just double hit it. So, yeah. But as you can see right now, my Heroic Strike just changed to Cleave, and now it changed to Colossus Smash. So, again, if you guys want, I can give you those modifiers, just let me know. Makes stuff a lot easier instead of cluttering up all of your bars, like the sides over here, or just, having your bars kind of set up like mine. So, yeah, there's that. The normal rotation for Fury right now, for boss fights, is, we want to use Heroic Strike as much as possible, because it's our most rage-generating ability. Auto attacks do grant us a ton of rage. It's just, not as much as, as Bloodthirst will. And we will want to Colossus Smash off of cooldown, pop our Raging Blow whenever we can, but generally right now, I'm actually doing Fury wrong. I was capped out at Rage at that point. You do not want to be capped out on Rage unless you know there is a big, big burst coming up, like you're gonna pop, your Heroism or Bloodlust, and that's the only time you really want to get Rage capped. So, in the meantime, you want to stay anywhere between 60 and 80 Rage, and these are the glyphs you should be using. Death from Above, I'll just go like this anyway. Death from Above, reduces the cooldown on your Heroic Leap, and increases its damage by 100%. So, only time you should ever be charging into a boss fight or anything else is if Heroic Leap is off of cooldown. So yeah, use Death from Above. I use Colossus Smash just because a lot of the times we don't have, a tank warrior or a feral druid in the raid to apply the Sunder armor stacks or whatever it is, the weakened blow. And I use the Glyph of Unending Rage, which that also helps a lot. You can get Hoarse Voice, which does, makes our Battle Shout and Commanding Shout exactly how it was pre-patch, to where it's a 30-second cooldown instead of a minute cooldown, but they last half as long, so instead of lasting 5 minutes, they last 2.5 minutes. But yeah, these are the general glyphs you want to use as Fury. For minor glyphs, it doesn't really matter. I've got Gushing Wound and Thunderstrike in there right now. When I can, though, I will be getting Crowfest and Burning Anger, just because they sound hilarious to see. Whenever you're in Rage as Fury, you catch on fire. That's just hilarious. But yeah, our general rotation is still the same. We want to Heroic Strike when we have excess amounts of Rage, but only do it if, you're anywhere between 60 to 90 Rage. If you hit 90 Rage, you can go ahead and hit your Deadly Calm, so that way you can still burn through Rage, get some damage in, but you're not burning through all of your Rage at once. So, yeah, don't forget to use that on cooldown pretty much if you have to. I mean, most of the time you should be at about 60 to 90 Rage anyway. But yeah, if you do manage to hit that 90 to 120 mark, you will want to go ahead, pop Deadly Calm, and just, go ahead and burn through some of that Rage. And so, right now, as it stands, Fury lost the talent Death Wish. But we will be able to get it back come Miss Pandaria through the active avatar. And also our Recklessness, it doesn't do the same thing it used to do anymore. We have it on a 5-minute cooldown, which is how it was originally before we could talent into the reduced cooldown on it. So, yeah, Recklessness right now, I don't advise getting the glyph unless there's going to be a long burn phase instead of a short one. I just like not glyphing it because crit does affect you know, our enrage. The more crit we have, the better chances we have of getting enraged when we crit with Bloodthirst. Like, critting with Bloodthirst and Colossus Smash automatically guarantees us being enraged. I'm not exactly sure what else can get us enraged. I think just basic crits can also get us enraged. And also Berserker Rage gets us enraged. But, yeah, anyway, our general rotation as Fury is going to be Bloodthirst, Auto Attack, Bloodthirst. You know, if we get pretty high on Rage, Rogue Strike once or twice, but just keep on Bloodthirsting. I would say use Berserker Rage on cooldown to get that quick Raging Blow in. And don't forget, guys, Raging Blow, it does stack up to two charges, and it can also be refreshed by, you know, getting another crit with Bloodthirst or something. The other night, in fact, I had, you know, I got Enraged with Bloodthirst, I popped Berserker Rage, I hit my Raging Blow, I was able to Bloodthirst again, I got another stack of Mind Rage so I can do 3 Raging Blows instead of just 2. So yeah, it can go on like that for a while if you get a good stream of procs in with both Bloodthirst and, you know, just regular crits and Colossus Smash crits. So, you know, try and use your Death or Berserker Rage on cooldown. Use your Battle or Commanding Shot depending on what you guys need. You know, use that on cooldown to keep your Rage pretty high up there. And, I mean, not really much else to say. If you do start getting pretty high on Rage, like you're capped out, or, you know, even if you can't, you know, pop Deadly Calm to do some Heroic Strikes, what you can do is just do 2 to 3 Wild Strikes to get down some Rage. You know, if you're at 120 Rage, you do 2 Wild Strikes, you're back down to 60 Rage. But other than that, you don't want to use Wild Strike unless you have Blood Surge proc, because it's just a DPS loss if you do that. Again, unless you ultimately have to, you know, not rage cap yourself, unless you're rage capping, you know, on purpose. So, I mean, there's really not much to tell you guys. Obviously, you know, for food, we're still using beer-based Crocolisk right now. We're still using the flask of, or the Golden Blood Potion. We're still using the flask of Titanic Strength, which, if I can find mine, let's go ahead and search. Yeah, right here, Flask of Titanic Strength, we use that. So, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and use, you know, all of those same things. I have been experimenting a little bit with crit food instead of strength, but it really doesn't, you know, do the damage, you know, it doesn't change the damage, you know, big enough to make a difference. It's like a 50 to 100 DPS increase, so it's not much at all. So, yeah. Pretty much our rotation is Bloodthirst. If we have Blood Surge procs, go ahead. Wild Strike, Heroic Strike as needed. Definitely always use your, you know, use your Raging Blow when you can. You know, if you have to, force getting your Raging Blow with Berserker Rage. And again, save, you know, if you know the fight's going to be 10 minutes long, go ahead and use your Recklessness. If it's going to be long or shorter than 10 minutes, you know, just wait for... You know, wait for that Bloodlust so that we can go ahead and pop that. And yes, since I am a troll, I do have Berserking, which, you know, as you can see right here, it's a mini Bloodlust for me. I go ahead and pop that every time I can because why the hell not? You know? So, yeah, I mean, that's really it, guys. If I did miss anything, go ahead and let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, as I said, only time you should be, you know, charging in is when Heroic Leap is off of cooldown, which... If you have your Heroic Leap glyph with it, which is Death from Above, that shouldn't really be an issue, because it's 30 seconds instead of the 40 it used to be, you know, when we were Fury. You know, pre-patch anyway, pre-Miss Pandaria patch. What else? Execute phase. I'm sorry, I totally messed that up. Execute phase, I'm not saying you should do this, but if you can get the time, like if you can get the timing right, try and get your Colossus Smash off before, like, as the boss hits 20%, rather even 19%, and get your executes off. I mean, execute now, it's just a base damage. There's no, oh my god, I have 120 rage, I, you know, hit execute once, and it dumped most of my rage. It's no more of that executes flat rage now. but I have had a crit for up to 270,000 damage on, you know, different bosses here and there. Like, I had a crit up to 600,000 on Heroic Hagara the other night, and I've had a crit for 570,000 on Heroic Madness the other night as well. So, yeah, most of the time I see about 200,000 crits. So don't expect, you know, the 500,000-600,000 crits, but expect 200 to 250,000 crits with Execute. But definitely your Colossus Smash does help on that. And oh, before I forget, also, if you do have Dragon Roar, do not, under any circumstances, use Dragon Roar while you have Colossus Smash up, because Dragon Roar is always a guaranteed critical strike and ignores armor. So you would be wasting one cooldown, you know, one pretty short cooldown, but a cooldown nonetheless, you know, doing no extra damage. Whereas, you know, if you Colossus Smash, wait until the Colossus Smash debuff is gone, then Dragon Roar, you get the most out of everything. Whereas if you Colossus Smash, then Dragon Roar immediately, you're just wasting Dragon Roar because it's not going to get any damage buff from it. So use Dragon Roar when you can, but not while Colossus Smash is active. So, you know, if you have your, what is it, your 2-piece or 4-piece rather? Yeah, if you have your 4-piece from Dragon Soul, you know, keep an eye out on your Bloodthirst. You know, keep an eye out to make sure Bloodthirst doesn't passively proc your Colossus Smash. I've had that happen to me before, and it sucks, because I've wasted Dragon Roars, I can't tell you how many times already. But yeah, and if you do have Blade Storm as well, you can Blade Storm with Colossus Smash being active for extra damage, because we can't do anything else while we're Blade Stormed. So, you know, just being able to bypass all of the boss's armor for that 5 seconds we're doing it. Let me make sure it's 5 seconds. Oh, so Colossus Smash actually, I just noticed that Colossus Smash lasts the entire duration of Blade Storm. So if you Colossus Smash immediately Blade Storm, you're getting the maximum benefit from it. That's also just a little trick for you guys. So yeah, if I did forget anything about, you know, warrior rotation or anything like that, I'm sorry, and I will go ahead and put updates down in the down below this video in the description. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions or anything like that, go ahead and leave comments down below. If you want to see a ARMS PvE guide or a tanking guide for PvE, I will gladly do that. Just go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. My name has been Shadowswell with Shadow Gaming, and I'll talk to you guys next time.